chair and did a headstand. Well, she opened up about the motive behind this very strange behavior. Listen to this from Dr. Drew.
It was such an odd answer, Dr. Drew. She said, the reason I did a headstand after I had been charged, because I looked around and I saw this beautiful carpet on the floor, and I figured I was going to a place where I wouldn't have carpeting anymore, and I like to do headstands on carpet, and that was her answer.
Did anybody say?
Now, take a look at the headstand. And Carol Gosling, I'm sure you know about this now, but when you were on the jury, you were not supposed to know about this. When you see this kind of bizarre behavior, she's being arrested for murder, and she does a headstand, she does a hair flip, she does a very erotic back bend over the chair in the interrogation room. Does that change your view of Jodi Arias? What was your reaction when you saw that headstand?
Honestly, to me it looked like a stress reducer, like something that she was doing to try to reduce the stress.
So it didn't shock you, it didn't make... A lot of people think Jodi Arias is insane. That young lady who was just talking there on Dr. Drew, I spoke to her as well, and she told me, I think Jodi Arias is completely insane. She interviewed her during the life or death deliberations phase when Jodi was giving that whole media tour, and she walked out of there saying the girl is crazy. What do you make of that?
I think that when we see terrible things like this happen, there are two kinds of people that commit them. One type are people that emotionally have problems, that have behavioral problems. The other type are people that are innately evil, and I think that Jodi is the second.
Wow, so you don't buy it. You think she is innately evil. You heard it here. Wow. Interesting. Now, the jury's foreman told ABC 15 that prosecutor Juan Martinez's aggressive attitude and sarcastic style did not sit well with him. Remember how fiery Juan Martinez got when he was prosecuting this case? Listen and we'll debate it.
So how is it that if it just happened, you can't even remember what you just said?
I think I'm more focused on your posture and your tone and your anger, so it's hard to process the question.
So the answer is, it's again the prosecutor's fault because you perceive him to be angry.
Do you want the truth, Mr. Martinez, or do you want
Yes,
to
I'm asking you questions. You seem to be having trouble answering my questions.
I have trouble.
If you have a problem understanding the question, ask me that. If you want to spar with me, will that affect the way you view your testimony?
Is the same.
All right, let's debate with our expert panel. You heard it. One of the jurors, the foreman, said Juan went too far. What do you think, Wendy Murphy?
Well, I do understand that. He's very aggressive, but, and that's not my style. I said this on your show at the time, that would not be my style. But I trust his judgment. He knows his state, he knows his people, he knows his communities, he knows his courtroom. His anger was legitimate, and I think it was reasonable, given how angry he was at the lies, the manipulation, these hired gun experts who were testifying that up was down and black was white. He was angry for good reason, but I agree.
Adam Zwinkel, President Fence.
It's not about his personal anger. I said it on your show, and I was criticized for it. He came out of the box way too aggressive. When you cross-examine a witness, you usually let the witness become aggressive towards you, and then your behavior is justifiable. He came out of the box like an animal, and I said at the time...
Leave the animals out of it.
Adam, absolutely Martinez. And the juror said it himself. It obviously was influential to the juror, and that's what's important here. Not what we believe, but what that juror believed, and the juror was...
The bottom line is what Mr. Martinez did worked. He got a first-degree murder conviction. He got the aggravator in. What he didn't get...
Hold on a second. Now, you raised a very good point. Because, yes, he did get a first-degree murder conviction, but he didn't get his ultimate goal, at least not yet, of death. I'm not stepping in where I feel about that. I'm just saying he didn't get his ultimate goal. So is this for Prosecutor Martinez, or was it a draw? He didn't look so happy when that mistrial, that hung jury came back. And
it wasn't his fault.
It's a win to this point, but you're assuming for a second that if you were a little nicer or kinder in the courtroom, that these four jurors wouldn't have voted for, you know, for life instead of death. I just don't think that's the case. This
All
is
right.
Juan Martinez, the same prosecutor. He's been this way for years and years, and his track record is quite good in Arizona.
Coming up, you think the Jodi Arias trial is crazy? Wait till you hear